Legs. Everybody who joined us, we want to make sure before we go you all have a pair of 3D glasses. If you don't have a pair, it's your last chance. Wave your arms frantically in the air. Let us know that you need a pair. You don't need to wear them yet. You just need them for King Kong. I'll let you know when. And for everyone who got on after I said this, just make sure you're moving smaller kids away from the sides of the tram and towards the center. It's the safest place for them. There's going to be a lot of shaking. And related to that, make sure you've got good holds on your cell phones. Make sure you don't drop them off the sides of the tram. We are the last tram of the day.
We get to see something special. No.
We got the thumbs up. We are out of here. Let's put on our exit music. Usually I say wave goodbye to everybody to the left, but like I said, you're the last tram of the day.
Woo!
We are leaving the theme park behind and heading into the heart of the studio where tons of Hollywood's top talent come to work every single day. And speaking of top talent, I think that is an excellent segue to introduce you to my co-host. You may know him from Saturday Night Live or as the host of The Tonight Show. Y'all know who it is, Mr. Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. We've got the very best guy.
Kelly.
And the greatest driver.
Jeff.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Kelly.
it owes me $5.
Oh.
I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
That's right. We do have a few safety rules. First, if you need any assistance during the tour or if you have a medical emergency, if you drop something of value off the side of the tram, or if you have sound or video issues, then reach up and pull the red cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram. As soon as it is safe to do so, I'll be back to assist you. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please stay seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the tram at all times. The studio is private property. If at any point during the tour you drop your phone or you can't wait to use the restroom, then pull the cord and remain seated. No smoking of any kind during the tour, and be prepared. Our tour today features loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and water effects. So of course you can have your cameras out for great photos, but keep a good hold on them. There's a lot of shaking, also so they don't get wet. And finally, for your safety and for those around you, please no use of selfie sticks while you are on board. All right, time for the fun stuff. We are traveling down our movie poster timeline. Movie posters on the right side of the tram represent just a few of the thousands of films that Universal has produced throughout the years. It all started with this guy on your screens waving his hat. That's Mr. Carl Lemley, our founder. He founded us on the East Coast, found out the weather was better for filming out here on the West Coast, moved out here. We officially opened up to the public on March 15, 1915. The studio tour officially started in 1964. So Carl Lemley called Universal City the strangest city in the world. We are technically a city. We have our own sheriff station, our own zip code, and our own fire station. You'll see over here to your right. That's real, it's not a set. Lemley really believed people would enjoy seeing movie making up close and personal behind the scenes, and he was right. A lot of people showed up back then, and here you all are today. And as we continue down our timeline, at the tops of these movie posters, you'll notice our iconic Universal globe logo. It's aging and evolving as the studio ages down the timeline. Our first few years of films didn't open with that logo, but nowadays it's hard to imagine a Universal film not starting this way. Towards our front lot right now, where TV shows and films are made inside of our sound stages. And the first sound stage you see to your left is Sound Stage 12. It's the biggest one we have on the lot. So really big sets have been inside of it throughout the years, like Frankenstein's Lab, Dracula's Castle, Scarface's Mansion, and the Visitor Center from Jurassic Park. We're making our way further onto our front lot. We're driving in between the studio and the theme park. On your right is the back of Super Nintendo World, home to Mario and Luigi. To your left, you're passing by some of our sound stages, and some of the doors are open. Peek inside as we pass by, see what you can see. A lot of cool stuff is shot inside of these. CSI, crime scene investigation. They shot here for years inside of 4 different sound stages. This is where Britney Spears shot her Oops, I Did It Again music video. Kelly Clarkson filmed her talk show here in San Francisco before she moved it to New York. The HBO Max show Hacks films here. The Apple show Roots starring Mary Rudolph. And these two stages to your left used to be home to Superstore, the NBC comedy that starred America Ferrera of Ugly Betty fame.
You know, the heat makes us all act.
Your face stays where it is.
We have 36 sound stages on our lot. There is no number 13. Filmmakers can be kind of superstitious. And Superstore used to use a third sound stage you'll see over here to your left, stage 14. 14 also used to be home to the Mindy Project, the Mindy Kaling Show. And a current show that has been using these same sound stages we've been passing is the Peacock original series, Bel Air. That stars Jabari Banks and Ollie Charlton, and here those two guys are.
Tram will fit the whole Bel Air cast and crew. You gotta get one of these from nature. We'll come first. We'll look at the law. The Southern Mansion lives right here on the Universal Lot. Right? So, these pivotal scenes will be filmed right here. We've been in this many of the movies. There's something to choose from. You'll have more weeks of the movies interesting outcome of these large changes. Sit in that cold ice bath for hours. And I was ready. I was sick of my toes. No, but seriously, my favorite part of this is all the talented crew we put all together. Here, wardrobe, makeup, set design, props, to transportation. I'm jealous. You know, Trust was the best. And you have the smoothest launch supposed to do. Trust me now. We got a line like this. We very good to transfer now.
Shows Parenthood, Good Girls, and The Good Place used to film their interior scenes inside of these sound stages to your right. More recently, some Peacock shows, some new ones have been filmed to your right. Jennifer Garner is starring in a new Peacock drama TV series called The 5-Star Weekend. They've been filming her lately inside of these stages to your right. Also, there's a new Office spin-off called The Paper, where they use the same documentary crew. They filmed to your right as well. That's coming to Peacock on September 4th. And also, speaking of Peacock, to your left, you see a cute little statue of Ted. He's also got a TV series out on Peacock now. And TV runs on a fairly quick schedule. One episode takes anywhere from about a week, maybe 2 weeks tops to complete from the first read-through to the final taping. Film is a completely different story. Film takes months, sometimes years to complete. We need hundreds of people to help complete them. Some of those people work to your left in our production bungalows. These bungalows used to be dressing rooms for Hollywood's top stars like Rock Hudson, Doris Day, Jimmy Stewart, Tony Curtis. They're now where Hollywood's top writers, producers, and directors come to work every day. So Illumination works here. They brought us all those Minions, The Secret Life of Pets, and Sing. Platt works here. He's a producer. He produced Wicked, both on Broadway and the films. Wicked for Good's coming out later this year. His bungalow's back into your left. You can see a little Wicked poster in front of it. He also produced the live-action How to Train Your Dragon that came out a couple months ago. But don't miss this next bungalow on your left, bungalow 5195. You want to look down next to the door. You'll see a familiar portrait. That bungalow used to belong to Mr. Alfred Hitchcock. And now to your left, right next to some new offices and sound stages. First production in them was Hairspray Live. They were then used by Jennifer Lopez for World of Dance, then by America's Got Talent, and then by the new seasons of Will and Grace. Right now they're being used by the NBC comedy St. Dennis Medical.
Hey!
A Coachella type vibe.
St. Dennis Regional Medical. St. Dennis Regional Medical.
That woman's on.
She's just quirky.
St. Dennis Regional Medical.
The rhythm is gonna get you, and it got me.
St. Dennis Medical. All episodes streaming now. Watch NBC on Peacock.
And we're now leaving the front lot behind. We are officially entering our back lot out here here on the back lot. The world is around the corner at every turn. This is where we come to film our exterior scenes on a very large scale. And right now we're entering our metro sets, our metropolitan city sets. To your right, that is the exterior of St. Denis Medical. They needed some exterior shots, so they made that look like a hospital. Across the street, that's Brownstone Street. That's where Jim Carrey lived in Bruce Almighty.
Place the dog! Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good.
Oh, you're done now.
B-E-A-U.
Brownstone's also where Mindy lived on the Mindy Project. It was used in Gone Girl starring Ben Affleck, and in the 90s it was used for Newsies and Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. But now we're headed back to the future. We are entering an area we call Portwell Square. You will know it better as Hill Valley for the Back to the Future films, starring Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. So if you look at the building that's to your left and you look at the building that's on your screens, it does look a little different. The 4 columns you see on your screens are still back there. They're behind the brick wall because that brick wall and building are not real. That's a set we call a facade. Facade is French for front, means it's just the front and the side of a building. We don't have to build the complete interior of the building if the camera's not going to go on the inside, because your imagination fills in the rest for us. We have to keep changing the looks of our sets because we want to reuse them, but we don't want you recognizing them. Ted uses this as their high school. They take off the city hall words and they put up John Hancock High School. But here's some other ways it's been seen throughout the years. And we are getting our tram up to 8 miles an hour, leaving Hill Valley behind. Believe it or not, we're about to cross the streets of New York City. So as we do look to your right and to your left, that's New York. And my co-host Jimmy knows a little something about living and working in New York because that is where he films the Tonight Show. So live from New York, here's Jimmy.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. It's got love over there. Just like old times, gotta love New York. It's cool, guys. It's just, just walking. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, you shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal Opera.
Shows like NCIS, How I Met Your Mother, Key and Peele, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and American Ninja Warrior have used our Metro sets. Also really big films like Captain America, The First Avenger, Transformers, Spider-Man, Fate of the Furious, and Hobbs and Shaw. And this big wall to your left that we're driving by, that's actually in the middle of your screen. It's the yellow building. It's a big wall that's painted with a mural. It's called a trompe-l'oeil. It's a French term meaning fully eyed. So up close in person, like we just were, it looks pretty fake and flat and painted. But on your screens with the camera down the street a little bit, it looks pretty real. As we pull forward, these white trailers over here to your right, those are trailers for St. Denis Medical. And as we keep pulling forward, look down the street to your right. This is another view of our main little New York street. And when American Ninja Warrior comes here, this is where they set up their obstacle course. So our Metro street sets are pretty cool. Steven Spielberg helped us design them. But Spielberg's not the only Oscar award-winning director Universal has collaborated with throughout the years. Another one is Peter Jackson.
It's the original Green Wall. I like films that just take you away from life. Confident and that's shift the setting to a lost island, you encounter monsters and creatures from prehistoric times. I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Scotland.
So everybody get your 3D glasses ready. Make sure you've got a good hold on all of your belongings. This is one of those places where you don't want to drop your cell phone. Remain seated outside. Please don't use a flash. this King Kong 360 preview for the largest and most intense theater experiences on I'll just draw off this bit on a hot day. That epic battle was projected onto one of the world's largest 3 individual screens, standing 40 feet tall, 180 feet long. It was produced by Peter Jackson and the filmmakers over at FX. The filmmakers at Weta have won 7 Academy Awards and have worked on 10 little films you might have heard of, including King Kong, Avatar, and the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit trilogies. Here's a behind-the-scenes glance at how they made that ride.
With a Project X Studio Tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know people are looking straight ahead and they're shocked.
And here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away. We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting it to the audience, it's a hell of a lot.
So you can take off your 3D glasses, you don't need those anymore. We're going around the back side of that wall that was painted with the Trump going on the other side. Once we're past it, to your left, you're going to see a humongous wall of bricks, but none of the bricks are real. Most of the bricks and stones used in our backlot sets are fake, so we can keep changing their looks and reusing them without you recognizing them. So, big fake wall of bricks to your left. To your right, we're going to pass by a big mural done by LA artist Tristan Eaton. It's an homage to our monster movie history.
Very instrumental the process of designing the getting to go to the going there, I got to see in person props from the movies, photos from behind the scenes, illustrations from those movie posters, all of that. I had a really affection for movie monsters. I was always fascinated by the magic behind making movies. I fell in love with zombie movies and monster movies as a young kid.
We're going to talk more about those monster movies in a few minutes when we're in that section of our backlot where a lot of them filmed. For now, glance over to your left. Stages 30 and 31 are over there. At the bottom of 30, you're going to see a big red V. 30 and 31 are home to The Voice. And these chairs over here to your right under this big white tent, that's where the audience members for The Voice sit, waiting for their turn to go in. Reba McEntire is a coach again on The Voice, and she doesn't have to go very far for her second job because her NBC sitcom Happy's Place films right next door in stages 32 and 33. Also to your left, we're passing by some water. This water's pretty important, but I'm not going to talk about it just yet because we're going to do a little loop and come back to it, and then I'll tell you more about it. Also, to your right, we're passing by some of our Western sets. We're also going to drive through these in a few minutes. I'll tell you more about them then. For now, I think we have earned ourselves a little vacation. Here's a little spoiler of where we're heading.
There is a creature alive today. Has survived millions of years of evolution. Without change, without passion, and without love. It lives to kill. A mindless, eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil, angels, souls.
That looks so fun. Let's go there. Amity Island. It's the 50th anniversary of Jaws this year. That was the original trailer. And Amity Island did have a shark problem, but they don't anymore. They caught it. It's hanging up right over here to your right. And my buddy George is out there in the water by the boat doing a sweep, just making sure everything's okay. He's gonna pop up, give us the thumbs up. That means if we want to, we can. So we don't have the right shark. Hey George, maybe get out of the water, get into the boat. George, can you hear me?
George! Get out! George, get out! I'll get you later, Dad!
Buddy George. We had a lot of guts being out there. Oh, I see the trace. Okay. Everybody remain seated. We gotta go somewhere safer further down here. Let's hide behind the gas tanks. You'll be safe behind the gas tanks. All right, keep your eyes open for any movement out there. We're gonna need a bigger truck. Is everybody okay? Anybody get eaten? Other than my buddy George. Bye, George. You were an okay friend. Now, that shark's really old. You only think he's gonna pop up like that, but when he does pop up, he still manages to scare a lot of people, at least a little bit, right? The shark still does his job pretty well. A shark that did not do its job very well was Bruce, the mechanical shark from the set of Jaws. On the very first day of filming Jaws, Bruce sank to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. They had tested the shark, but they tested it in fresh water. They should have tested it in salt water. The salt in the ocean messed everything up. So Bruce sank to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. The crew started calling Jaws flaws, and production was pushed back 100 days behind schedule. And if you're wondering why the shark's name was Bruce, Spielberg named him that after his attorney. Well, now we're in the part of our back lot we call Old Mexico. It's been a really hot, sunny day outside, but I am suddenly hearing some thunder. Oh, it's raining. But you can see that rain's not real. It's kind of only happening on the left side of the tram. That rain is the result of an overhead sprinkler system. It's just shooting the water up in the air, then it falls down to the earth in a natural looking way, just using gravity. On screen, this looks real. It's exactly how we create rain for TV and film. However, this is a really old part of our lot. We're actually not supposed to let this effect go on for too long because weird stuff's happened back here before. So guys, can we cut the rain effects if you're back from your break? Are y'all back? I don't think they're back. Uh-oh, everybody hold on.
Ah, water! Hang on, it's gonna flood! No, it's gonna flood!
We had a flash flood. That one wasn't real either, though. That's recycled water being released from tanks at the top of the hill. Here's what that looked like in Big Fat Fire. Old Mexico's also been seen in Nacho Libre with Jack Black, Three Amigos with Steve Martin, Martin Short, Chevy Chase, and Criminal Minds Beyond Borders. But we are crossing the border now onto the streets of the Old West. Welcome to 6 Points, y'all. Old Western TV shows and films shot back here. Seabiscuit starring Tobey Maguire used it. Call of the Wild starring Harrison Ford, but also Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio work back here on Quentin Tarantino's film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And here's another Western that's shot back here.
Folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal line.
I hear this where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
I want to see you mount up and get out of town while we get good.
All right. Well, I'll see you again, pal.
Or you can count on that. And yeah.
Then this area is called Six Points because we have 6 streets. Back in the silent film era when sound did not matter, a different film could be shot on each street at the exact same time. So 6 films could be shot at once. And now we're next to the water again. I'll tell you more about that in just a second. For now, our tour is not about the halfway mark. We're trying to remind everybody to stay seated. Remember, if you need assistance, pull the red emergency cord. I'll be back there to help you out. So this water to your left, it's not just any old water, but it is old. It is the Black Lagoon from the creature from the Black Lagoon. Last year was the 70th anniversary of that 3D classic, and it's a part of our legacy of monster movies and horror films that stretches from Dracula in 1931 to our new Dark Universe that opened up that Universal Epic Universe not too long ago in Orlando. And it's very appropriate we're talking about monsters because now we are headed to Little Europe. Little Europe is where a lot of the original monster movie films shot their exterior scenes, like the original Frankenstein, the original Dracula. Universal basically invented the monster movie genre back in the late 20s, early 30s when America was going through the Great Depression. But modern day audiences recognize Little Europe as The Good Place, the NBC comedy that starred Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. Fans of that show will recognize the grassy area to your left. That's where all those neighborhood meetings took place. Coming up around the corner to your left, you'll see the train station they used a lot.
You know the ship's this location.
I have never ever seen this.
You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
So that's what Little Europe looked like, bright, shiny, new, and in color for The Good Place. But here's what it looked like in black and white for the original Frankenstein films. All Quiet on the Western Front. That was Universal's very first Best Picture Oscar winner. They also filmed in Little Europe. It was the streets of Germany for that film. Our most recent Best Picture Oscar winner was Oppenheimer last year, written and directed by Christopher Nolan. At this year's Oscars a few months ago, we had 2 films up for Best Picture, Wicked and Conclave. They didn't win Best Picture, but they won some other Oscars. Wicked won Best Production Design and Best Costume Design, and Conclave won Best Adapted Screenplay. Conclave is a focus features film. They're under the umbrella of Universal. They do our more artsy films. Now, whenever anybody is filming, it is what we call a hot set. We are getting the green light to go into our very own hot set right now. This is Soundstage 50. They've been shooting a film in here, but every time they go on ring, they give us the green light to go in so you can see what the inside of the soundstage looks like. Make sure you remain seated and hold on while we check this out. We're not allowed to stay in here very long. This is a rare soundstage because it's 2 stories. As you can see to your left, there's a street scene built above us with a tanker up there. Apparently, it was important to the director of the film that's filming in here that we build a second story for them. There's a scene in the script where the actors move from the tanker above us down the subway steps into the stage. We're in LA. Sometimes we get tremors. So when they open, everybody hold on. CGI is computer-generated imagery, so it's fake. Practical effects are real, and sometimes they're just so much more fun. So as we pull out, we see our Western sets again. Steven Spielberg used our Western sets for his 80s film, The Color Purple, starring Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg. Speaking of Spielberg, we're going to drive past Amity Island again. Here to tell us how he helped design this part of our tour is Jaws director Steven Spielberg.
Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of the ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on Universal lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created. I'm done bashing the shark. Thank you, Jaws, for everything you've done for me. But I will say, consistently, the shark did look much better on the tour than it did in the Atlantic Ocean.
And as we pull forward, glance down the street coming up on your left, this is the entrance to Wisteria Lane, home to ABC's Desperate Housewives. A lot of other productions have filmed in there, though. The Munsters lived in there many years ago. Ted lives in there today. And actually, the 1989 film The Burbs, starring Tom Hanks, you can see on your screens right there. It's Tom Hanks in The Burbs. They filmed in there, and there is a new Peacock TV series starring Keke Palmer. It's an adaptation of The Burbs into a TV series, and they've been in there filming lately using the exact same sets. Watching this montage of productions that are filmed in there, you'll see some different cars on the street. That makes them picture cars. A picture car is any vehicle that's been shown on screen, and our train is one. Cars, including the very first tram from the beginning of the tour in 1964. That's our Glamour tram. Then picture cars from Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, the Flintstones. Of course, we have to have some from the Fast and Furious films. At the end of the road, Transformers, that's Bumblebee and Decepticon. Now our picture car is headed towards ominous territory because we are turning in front of the Bates Motel from Alfred Hitchcock's classic thriller Psycho. It's to your right behind all this Halloween Horror Nights maze. At the top of the hill behind it, you see the Psycho house. I wonder if Norman Bates is home. Let's go visit and see. What's the worst thing that could happen? The Bates Motel and Psycho House are two examples of two of the oldest, most classic sets still standing in Hollywood today. Oh, Norman is home. He's hanging out on his front porch waiting to greet us. That's so nice of him. Uh-oh. Okay, we're leaving. Bye, Norman. Super rude. We survived that barely. See if we survive this. The plane crash site from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, starring Tom Cruise. This is what remains of the neighborhood where Tom Cruise hides out the film. On your left, that's a real 747 airplane.
The airplane has this perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision that's the
You sit down to talk about quality work. I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep pressing me. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Now close. Let me get in. Get in.
So we're now about 10 minutes away from the end of the tour. Just a reminder, pull the emergency cord if you need assistance, otherwise remain seated. Now, Universal has been honored to work throughout the years with such generation-defining directors as Spielberg and Hitchcock, and we are thrilled to add Academy Award-winning writer-director Jordan Peele to that list. He wrote and directed Get Out, Us, and Nope, and we're going to the sets from Nope right now. Here to tell us more about it is Jordan Peele.
movie magic only happens. A team of collaborators, often in hundreds, work together to take an impossible mission and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Planet, a nostalgic, small-time, Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Gervais. Over there, look into the winking room. Your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Well, a little further down, you can see the brand new Spotlight experience. Built to showcase an unbelievably new live show. So, anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, gold rush frontier town, lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the beautiful hotspot. What's a bad miracle? Welcome to the world of no.
Okay, we're going to take your advice and get out. Now, Jordan Peele was apparently super psyched to have something from one of his movies added to our tour because he grew up coming to Universal and he's a fan. Steven Spielberg's taken our tour a few times, and in fact, here's a funny story from Steven Spielberg. On his first time taking the tour, he did something he was not supposed to do.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. It was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom. When everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself that day. In those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made out of film lots. They were made all over the world, on vacation, but most of us focused in those days in the 60s on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I even felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
Well, only Steven Spielberg can get away with something like that, right? And here's some other celebrities that have taken the tour throughout the years.
First time I ever went to Universal did the tour. I grew up in Los Angeles, and that was like the place to go. See Jaws. I got my introduction to Universal Studios through the tour. So then being in the movie and seeing the trams drive by, it's very overwhelming. One of the coolest things actually about shooting for Universal is sometimes when you shoot on the lot, and you know, it's like very Jaws. There's the flash flood, there's trams riding around. It's the coolest thing ever.
1979. Back then, the tram drivers were a little reckless, a little crazy. There was no restriction on cars going in. We used to drive all over Europe.
I am have so many amazing memories of the lot when we were shooting that YouTube.
Commercials would see Michael J. Fox and there's taking
So you've been having fun on the tour for over 60 years, and for over 110 years, Universal Studios has been building audiences around the globe by making them look live to their seats. Now we are near the end of our tour. On behalf of myself, again, I'm Kelly, our driver Jeff, my co-host Jimmy Fallon, and everybody here at Universal Studios, thank you for taking the world-famous studio tour. To get the most out of your visit here with us today, you can download the official Universal Studios Hollywood app for up to the minute wait time, show times, and park info. The park closes today at 7. Come back next year in 2026 when our roller coaster's ready to ride, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. And we're making our way to unload now. When we get there, you're going to see the bins where you throw your 3D glasses. Make sure you don't throw your real glasses in there. People do that all the time by mistake. I hope you all have a really great rest of your day here at Universal Studios. And as we say here in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Woo!
Like, subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching my video.